Okay. Hi, my name's Karen. I'm a knitter living in the Rocky Mountains in western Montana in the US. I didn't think I'd be back so soon, but here we are. I just wanted to start this video off by saying a tremendous thank you to everyone who watched my first video and liked it and commented on it and subscribed to the channel. I'm not super surprised by the response. I think the volume of response was very surprising, very overwhelming in a good way. But I think the knitting community is just so kind and positive and supportive, and it's one of my favorite things about the knitting community. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone again so much. So that was a big reason why I wanted to post a second video so soon. I didn't think I would be back this soon, but I just really wanted to share that and continue on the journey, the vlogging YouTube journey. I finished my Tahari tank, which is a fingering weight tank top pattern by Tanis Fiber Arts. I've never knit anything by that designer or design studio before, but I really liked the look of this one in the pictures, and I wanted just a fingering weight, simple, basic kind of racer back style tank top. I don't want to go too into detail on this pattern or this project because I want to film, I think my next video is probably going to be my first knitting podcast. So I'll have finished objects and whips and future plans, hopefully probably no acquisitions, because I'm just trying to work through stash at the moment. So I just don't want to go too into detail with this one, but I really do love the finished result, and that is what I'll say about that. And I thought in this video I could just wear it, let you know I finished it, and I really love it. I enjoy it a lot, and that we could just cast on my next project, which I mentioned in last video that I wanted to do an ivy top by Petite Knit, to knit it at the same time as my sister who has already cast one on, and I wanted to use this navy blue drop spell. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the plan. And so I figured we could just cast this on and do some chatting, and that would be the entirety of this video. I hope that the lighting is okay. The sun is kind of going in and out of clouds, and I just sit facing the glass doors into my backyard. So it's all natural lighting, and so it's really dependent on the weather and the sun. I hope it's okay. I hope the sound is okay too. I think it was okay in the last video. That was something I was really concerned about, was the volume and the clarity of the audio, because I don't have a microphone. This is just being recorded on my phone, and so it's my phone camera and my phone microphone, and I was like, we'll see how that goes, but I think it's okay. Let me know if it's not, please. I'm happy to invest in a microphone if it's needed. So I figured I would just cast on with you guys the ivy top. I'm gonna knit this in drop spell in the color navy. It's actually the color number 20, and I will be knitting the size that gives me the amount of ease that I want for the finished object. Well, we can get into it a little bit. So I have already cast on, I think, all of the stitches that I need for the size that I'm making. And actually, I'm hoping that this is going to be a short enough cable that I can still stretch the stitches and knit them, but it's snug. Yeah, it's curving. Might be okay. Oh, I need a beginning of round marker. I'm gonna cut this out, but I'm just gonna go grab a stitch marker. I think since posting the last video, I've been fed or shown a lot more content on YouTube and videos on YouTube and and channels that I had never seen before. So that was a really exciting part of it too. It's given me a lot of ideas for different projects, different yarns I want to use, different colors, different patterns. That's the whole point of all of this, right? Is to like share information and gain inspiration. So that's been really exciting. That's been a really fun like side effect of starting this channel, which has been great. But I feel like I've also noticed most of the YouTube knitting podcasts and vlogs and videos and stuff that I watch, the knitter will talk about the size that they're making. And I don't personally love that because, okay, here's what I want to say about sizing. I mentioned in the last video that I wanted to make this channel for a long time, and that's true. I have wanted to make this channel for a long time, but I'm also glad that I gave myself a bit of time before diving into this type of creating, because I think it has allowed me to really think about what I want to include on this channel and also what I specifically don't want to include here. And sharing the sizes of the knitting projects that I choose to make for myself is not something that I want to include here. I think that social media just has an inherent aspect of self-comparison. I mean, we all know this. This is not news. I think that's part of why basically every like what I knit in X year video opens with a disclaimer that we shouldn't be comparing our knitting to other people, and that the purpose of those videos is not to make anyone feel bad about what they knit in the course of a year. And I think in a similar vein, I don't want to include size information for any of my knitting projects on this channel because it doesn't matter. And because I want to de-emphasize and discourage the constant self-comparing that we all do with social media. It doesn't matter what size I am or what size I knit, and it doesn't matter what size you are or what size you knit. The purpose for me on this channel is to make things that I love and to experience the joy of creating and crafting. I also just wanted to say that our bodies are so incredible and so deserving of our love and our respect and our gratitude. I know that I was not always as kind to my own body as I should have been in the past. And so to demonstrate a bit of that love and respect and gratitude and kindness towards my own body here, I just want to draw attention away from the sizes that I knit because it doesn't matter, and I don't think it benefits anyone to know that. I'm happy to start measuring my finished objects and then telling you guys how much positive ease there is on my body so that you know what like X amount of positive ease looks like, because obviously that is such an important and even like fundamental part of making our own clothes. We want our clothing to fit our bodies in the way that we intend them to. That's what clothing is for. It's to fit our bodies and make us feel comfortable and to keep us warm or cool in this case. So I'd be happy to start providing information on here about like how much positive or negative ease you're looking at. But there's my super long-winded way of explaining why I won't be including sizing on this channel. And you have no idea the amount of time I have spent trying to explain this clearly and thoughtfully and trying to edit this together in a way that is reflective of my views and isn't going to be taken in a way that I don't want or is not my intention. So much time is the answer to that. So, okay, back to the main video. And so, long story short, I am making the size that I think will give me the amount of positive ease that I want on my body. And I feel like that's all. That's enough. I feel like that's plenty. We'll stop there. I'll get off my soapbox now. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm gonna need to edit that so intensely. This whole video is gonna need a lot more editing than the first video. I can just already tell. That's fine. I can live with that. Whew. I have knit the first row, and I'm just starting the second row, which is so much easier. That first row is always, the first row immediately after casting on is always so tight. And I'm a super tight knitter, but that first cast on row is like unbelievably tight. So pretty much always when I cast on, I do a long tail cast on, basically always. And I cast on with a 1.5 millimeter larger needle than the one that I end up actually working with. So this is a 4 millimeter, which is a US 6. I know that. So I cast on with a 5.5 millimeter needle, which is a 9, which is a US 9. I know that a 4 millimeter is a US 6, and so I can kind of figure other US sizing around that, but I don't understand US needle sizing. I don't get it at all. So I pretty much, as far as knitting patterns go, I just go off of like the millimeters, the centimeters, the meterage of the yarn. That just makes so much more sense in my brain than inches and US needle sizes and yards and ounces, I think is how, like, it's not even in grams, right? That skeins are, I don't know. I just go off of that because that just makes a lot more sense in my brain. Knitting always looks weird from the back side. I'm also a continental style knitter. The girl who taught me how to knit, shout out Lyra if you watch these or ever see this. The girl who taught me how to knit originally tried to teach me English style, which I think is the most common in the US, and it didn't make any sense in my brain. I had like the cast on stitches and the other needle that I was about to start knitting, and she was like, yeah, so then you just let go of the needle to loop you throw the yarn to throw the yarn. And I was just like, I can't let go of the needle. I'm holding both of the needles. I can't just like let go of one of the needles. And she's like, no, you can. I was like, no, I can't. I just did not understand English style. Like my brain couldn't comprehend it when I was first learning. I think if you had like fabric that you were working on, it would be easier, or it would probably be a lot easier because to let go of one needle and throw the working yarn. But with that first cast on row, there was just no way. So she's an amazing knitter. She's like incredibly skilled. She's been doing it for a really long time. She has made a ton of stuff. She's just like, she has a lot of skills and so much patience. So she was an amazing teacher when she taught me how to knit and helped fix all of my mistakes in the moment as I made them and encountered them and needed help with them. And so when I was struggling with English style, she just immediately switched and she was like, well, let's just try continental style and see if that's better for you. And that made so much more sense. And it was just like immediate, like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. That works. So anyways, all that to say, I'm a continental style knitter and I use the European sizing of things. I have the first couple rows done, and I'm just gonna keep going on this. I need to block this too. I don't think I said that, but this is not blocked. So I just cast this off this morning, which isn't like another reason I wanted to film today. The lighting was really good. I had just finished this object that I had showed in the last video, and I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. So kind. I think I have a plan for that light blue yarn. I think the light blue drop spell. Someone recommended the Onkers tee, which I have the pattern for, but I've never made, or like the Onkers summer shirt. I don't know, the DK weight version, which I have the pattern for, but I've never made. So I was thinking about that, but then there's also a pattern that was released pretty recently by Ingrid DYB, called the Sienna top, I think is what it's called. And it's so beautiful. And I know there's another, I'm watching one other YouTube knitting vlogger, and she's making that right now, and it's just like looking so good. And I was thinking the light blue might look really good for that as well. The one concern I have is that it's kind of boat necky, which I know is so popular right now, the boat neck style. It looks really cute on so many people, and it's, I think, really like versatile and easy and enjoyable for people to make and to wear. But a boat neck is just not flattering on me. I've tried. I've knit 2 Sabai tops. I knit one and I tried to make it work for myself, and it was just like not gonna work. So I tried to gift it to my sister, and it got stolen. That's a whole other story. And then I made a second Sabai top for my sister, and it looks great on her. I think it's also a little bit the short hair, because with the boat neck, I pretty much always wear like a racer back bra. Maybe that's TMI for the internet, but I pretty much always wear like a high neck bra. They're actually, the straps are right there. They're pretty high. And so a boat neck doesn't work for that, or it will always show the bra straps, and I don't have long hair that I can just wear down and kind of cover that and kind of hide that. Like, it's just full open neck and shoulders 24/7 for me. And so when I have like, I can't even do it. This is so tight. I can't even like stretch this wide. But if I have a boat neck where the sleeves or the straps are like out here and my bra straps are up here, it just really doesn't, it looks like it stands out for looking not good. So yeah, and even aside from the bra strap issue, I think that the cut is just like not very flattering on my type of frame, which is fine. I really like a racer back or a high neck, which is why I love my Ivy top, which is why I'm really enjoying this one, because this is also quite close in the neck, and why I'm knitting another Ivy top. Some people really compare those 2 patterns. That's another thing I wanted to say, the Ivy top and the Sabai top. And I kind of get it, but I have knit both of those patterns multiple times now, actually. And I totally disagree. They are so different in terms of the shape. Like, they're similar. They're like stockinette, simple tank top patterns with no finishing. All of that is true. They're similar in the amount of coverage that they provide, but the actual like shaping and cut of the 2 objects is so different. And I think depending on your body type, it's probably like not that big of a difference, or it's like a huge difference. And one is, in my case, much preferable to the other in terms of the shape. But I can't make a boat neck work. I have not found one. I've not been able to make a boat neck style pattern work for myself yet. And I just don't think it's going to. I just don't think that I'm built for the boats. which is kind of a bummer. Especially since they're so popular right now. I feel like so many knitting patterns that are coming out are kind of boat neck style shape, and they're really cute. Even the foxglove tank that I mentioned in my last video is kind of boat necky. And even, I think, the elderflower one a little bit kind of too, I think, from what I'm remembering. I haven't cast that one on yet. That one might be next. We will see. But even those I think are a little boat neck-esque, and I'm a little concerned about it because I just really, really prefer like a high on the sides, especially high neckline. So it's still quite hot here, and it's going to be for the foreseeable future. It's going to be sunny and hot for a while. So my summer knitting is definitely not over. Would be awesome if that second order of drop spell came in, and then I could see all of those colors that I got. Making some good progress. Tiny little strip of progress. Oh gosh. Yeah. Summer knitting is so fun because while they do still take a while, it does go faster than winter and fall, like big garments and sweater knitting. And so I've been really enjoying summer knitting this year for pretty much the first time. I think every other time, I've only been knitting for like 4 years, but every other summer I have definitely not gotten into summer knitting the way that I have this summer. So it's been a lot of fun, and I've been really enjoying it. And I've also been really enjoying starting the YouTube journey as well. It's been very anxiety inducing and also very rewarding and very fun. I can even see the text right now. Girl, you posted one video, calm down. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say here. So thank you so much for joining. I hope that you made good progress on whatever it is you're working on, if anything. Right now, totally fine if you're not. I took long breaks from knitting completely. I'm getting so tangential. I'm just like ranting. Yeah, let me know down below in the comments what you are working on currently. I'm very curious to know. If there's anybody in the Southern Hemisphere, are you working on any spring, is that right? Yeah, like winter or spring knitting. I'd be curious. Let me know if you have any questions for me. I tried to respond and interact with people in the comments of my first video as much as I could, and that was really fun, and I really enjoyed hearing all of the responses to that. And I will see you in the next one, probably not in a week. That's a pretty quick turnaround. I don't think I'm gonna be posting weekly going forward. I think it'll probably be more like every 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even monthly. I don't want to follow a certain schedule that I hold myself to. I just don't think that would be helpful for me. It's not the point of it in my mind. So the point is to like share with you guys and interact with you guys and try to be part of the knitting community and be involved and engaged and meet people, you know, and be inspired and provide inspiration for others. That's to me the whole point. So I think the next one, is gonna be probably like a standard issue knitting podcast, like an August update kind of thing. And then after that, I might try to do a fall plans video. Someone said that they wanted that they'd be interested in that. So, and I think that would actually be really fun to film. I love like planning. The planning aspect of knitting and knitting projects is like one of my favorite parts, is like, figuring out all the things I want to make, and you know, when and in what color and with what yarn. And I love planning. So a fall planning video, like fall knits, sounds really fun to me to make. I would be very jazzed to talk about that for way too long. I think that's everything that I wanted to say here. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching if you made it all the way to the end. Gold star. And I hope to see you all again in the next video. Bye.